Ever had a weird question you couldn't let go of?
The kind you were almost embarrassed to share.
Well, that's why we're here.
Bizarre theories, unhinged experiments.
And experts to guide us along the way.
Together, we'll tackle the questions
That nobody asked.
You might not know I used to take classical opera lessons, and yet I've never qualified as a true tenor. I mean, you can just listen to how I'm struggling here. Oh, my high school chorus teacher's gonna be so disappointed in me. I'm sorry, Mr. Eberhardt. And since I don't have the time or the work ethic to make my dream come true, I'll just bring it down. Today, I'm on a quest to find out, can a singer use physics to hit a high C? The one thing about being a tenor, which is the highest, usually the highest male voice part, is that the crowning achievement is hitting a high C. And I have never in my whole life been able to hit it. So it's haunted me for years. In falsetto, I could hit a high C, but that's cheating. Because that's cheating though. It doesn't count in like the
so you're saying
operatic
Justin
sense.
Timberlake cheats?
He's always
and it
cheated.
should have been JC
100%
Chazelle
cheater.
all along.
Where have I heard that before?
Yeah. A different thing that I could do, and I don't know a lot about it, but there's a thing called the Doppler effect. If you're standing in one place and something moving fast, playing a noise comes toward you, as it approaches, the pitch gets higher. Okay. If I'm going real fast and I'm singing as high as I possibly can, then maybe that extra oomph from going fast can push the pitch up.
That's the science. We have to determine like what the note is that you have,
What's
the baseline note.
I could be on like a roller coaster. Ooh. That goes pretty quickly.
Sounds bad to me, but I support you.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be kids behind you being all weird and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So we would
We
need
need to get a
solo
special
roller coaster.
You need a solo.
There's also those G-force simulators for jet pilots where people like pass out and pee themselves, but
Yes,
like
right.
I don't necessarily want to go that far.
But maybe we do.
But if you
We would like that
want
for
me
you.
to go
We
that
would-
far.
we
As
think
long
you
as
do
the
that.
kiss sound
we
doesn't
want you.
interfere.
The sound
As
might
long as it's
interfere.
quiet. Yeah. Also, I just want to point this out. So operatic tenors can hit high Cs. There are maybe a handful of arias that do that because most people realize that that's a stupid thing. It's like it is a ridiculous note to try to hit as a tenor. That is their whole deal, is being egocentric and wanting to show off. So that's the most tenor thing you could possibly do.
I will say I was trying to protect you from opera Twitter, but it seems
No.
like
No,
they're
coming for
going to
you.
be like, tenors are going to pull up, big tenor tree.
Ify was right. The opera community might not be happy with me, both for my derogatory comments and for my plan to cheat. But since I do need an expert, I sat down with engineer Alex Whitmore, who I am much less concerned about disappointing. I'll start with the most simple question. Can you please explain what the Doppler effect is to me?
So imagine that you're singing an A440, 440 hertz, which means that as you're singing, you're making a pressure wave in the air. Every 1/440th of a second, there's a peak in pressure. So when someone is listening to you and they're stationary with respect to you and the air isn't moving, they'll hear that same 440 peaks per second and think, oh, that sounds like an A. And what happens with the Doppler shift is as you're moving towards each other, those pressure peaks get a little bit closer together, making the frequency that you hear sound like a higher note.
Gotcha. So the wave is getting squashed and it makes those peaks hit faster, which makes you think that it's a higher frequency.
That's exactly right. And it is. It is a higher frequency.
Even if I use the Doppler effect, I am still going to be singing a high C to the person that's listening to me.
I think science would agree that you're singing a high C.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's great.
FO for frequency observed.
Okay.
That is equal to...
The way Alex explained it, the speed I needed to go all depended on the highest note I felt comfortable singing. I knew I could manage an A440, which, when we plugged it into this really confusing formula, meant that I had to travel
122 miles an hour.
Okay.
And if we solve out this fraction,
Seems right.
523.
A high C would be 523.3 hertz.
500, well, we're off by 0.3. I think that sounds like a
Okay.
win to me.
Yeah, but you mentioned that's miles per hour, 122?
Yeah, is that a problem?
Is it a problem? It is a problem. My mom says I can't go 122 miles an hour and scream. So, since I don't want to risk my life for this show, no offense, it meant that I'd have to sing even higher. So after convincing myself that I'd be able to reach a B flat.
Let's try 83 and see where we come out.
It should be pretty close to 523.3.
That's spot on.
That's exactly what we're aiming for. And that's a good 40 miles an hour less, which is maybe doable? It is doable. We are allowed to do that.
Okay.
Me going that fast is okay.
83 sounds a little bit less illegal than 122.
Yeah. So, do you think I can hit a high C?
You can hit a high C. I'm confident.
Aw, that makes me confident too. And the method we decided on? Race cars. Well, Teslas. They're quieter. That's why I'm here at the beautiful Irwindale Speedway, a venue well known for its operatic performances, to test this hypothesis. I'm going to see if I can fulfill my dream with the help of my two lovely drivers. Alex, welcome to the Speedway.
Super excited to be here.
Let's talk about the experiment. So we're doing 3 experiments today. The first one is going to be me singing in a car. How's that gonna work?
We're gonna put you in a car singing the sound that we're trying to shift the frequency of. It's gonna sound higher in frequency to the receiver.
And so for the second test though, I'm gonna be stationary.
Rather than having you with your head waggling out the car, we're gonna put you in a fixed spot and we're gonna move the microphone towards you.
So then the third test, we're going to throw everything at it and we're gonna use 2 cars.
The microphone that we're listening with will be moving towards you while you're moving towards the microphone, and that's gonna squish up at both the source end and the receive side to get double the impact.
Amazing. All right, here's the B.
It's a pretty solid 5/10.
All right, I'll take it. This is my high school choir tux, wore it at all my concerts. Never hit a high C in it, but I'm gonna change that today. I think the last time I wore it was for my senior prom. I'm sure it'll fit just fine. Snug. Zip up. Please. All right, we're safe. Working fine. Can I unbutton this? Oh, yeah, that feels much nicer. As long as we just keep it above the waist, everything's gonna be fine. Okay, let's do this thing. So, let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh, and the top hat.
Hey, Brian, where's the costume?
Oh, yeah, no, that is what I wear every day, isn't it? I don't want the hat anyway. All right, well, let's do it, Ryan. Woo! Oh boy! Oh. All right, here we go. You're so close to the wall. So close. All right, next one will be better.
Do you feel like kinship with the driver now?
I do.
You
I
guys
feel.
share-
I mean, he got real close to the wall. There's a real hereditary feeling in this moment. Great work, Ryan. Smell the brakes? Yeah. Jeez.
How was the driver's voice?
Oh, it was beautiful. He should have been the one doing it, honestly. That's true. Yeah. Woo! Phase 1 complete. If this doesn't work, at least I got to experience what it's like to be a golden retriever. How'd that feel to you, Alex?
I think we might have gotten it. There was a lot of noise from the car on that one, like we thought might be a problem.
Voice feels a little hoarse, but I guess I'm ready to go up into the crow's nest and try experiment 2. Time for me to stand in place and let Steve, our sound guy, do the legwork. Or car work. All right, here we go.
Okay, Alpha Bow.
Whoa, the voice is going. All right, Alex, way less scary on my part, but
Do we think it would have worked? Tough to tell. There was still a lot of noise.
Okay.
We'll see how it turns out. Should we try the 2-car and maybe go a little bit lower in my register so I'm not screaming so much? I think that's our best shot at success, so let's get after it. Fantastic.
With both cars racing toward each other, the Doppler effect would be doing double duty.
Have fun.
Assuming we don't crash and explode.
You should not be allowed to have 2 cars drive like that in opera.
Look at you! Look at your face! Oh my gosh!
My adoring fans, thank you. Oh, I almost caught it in my mouth. Do it again. Oh, try it again. One more.
That was exhausting.
More. More.
And exhilarating.
Oh, I forgot.
And now we can listen to what we captured to see if any of this was even worth it.
Where are you going? I've never sounded so squeaky. At the very least, it would make a great beat.
These are the car versus car passes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds spectacular.
That sounds great.
We're looking at the spectrogram view, that like little swoosh shape. I think we're starting like right there, and then we transition through cars next to each other and down to cars leaving each other.
It's definitely high up there. That's all I can tell. I think it might be a C. I might have even broken the C. I might have even gone higher.
Did I just put the car in Mariah Carey?
We might have overcooked that.
I might be the best tenor that's ever lived, is what I'm saying. I'll take that title.
Thank you to my great audience there.
Brian, that was incredible.
It
and so scary.
Yeah, very, very scary for
How was
sure.
your voice after the experiment?
Oh, I couldn't like speak in a normal tone of voice for like 3 days.
Wow.
It was. I have not heard the final recording yet, so no.
I mean,
Yes,
Oh, that's
thank
good.
you.
Awesome.
It's
Is this
new
the
to me as
debut?
well. I think so.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Here it comes.
It was there.
That sounded beautiful!
It was there. It worked.
Yeah.
Finally.
So they copied and pasted you in a car into your singing?
Yeah, I believe they took the the millisecond of time when my voice hit the high C and then repeated it over and over again.
Brian, that's psychotic. Is that how everybody does it?
Any advice for any future tenor
Yeah.
Wannabes?
wannabes? Yeah.
Gotta go fast, I
Yeah.
guess is the
Yeah.
only advice I can give.
we actually have a little bonus.
Shut
Okay.
up.
No, out
Rekha,
loud. Read it out
Rekha, what is
loud.
it?
Yeah, why are you?
Brian, it turns out you did hit the high C, but you also hit it when you were in the recording booth.
No.
Not in the Doppler effect car situation
No.
at all. And we have that version to play.
Well, okay. Okay, well, let's hear it. Hit it.
The Tesla was inside of you this whole
I needed to believe in myself.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I'm a real tenor then.
Yeah, take
That's
that,
it.
opera Twitter.
Hey,
sorry.
Opera Twitter. You try to come
Look
for
at
Brian
the
Opera Twitter?
camera
Well, you
there.
better check your facts, because Brian's actually
Looking into the
legitimately a
void.
tenor, not just in a car.
If you hinder a pro athlete enough, can an average person beat them at their own game?
Not athletic.
I am not athletic either, but I'm always willing to play a sport or an activity. And I do feel like I have an innate ability for athletics that just simply wasn't nurtured.
What would your athletic prowess be? Would it be like?
Had it been nurtured.
Had it been nurtured, right?
Well, sports where I can physically, where I can be extremely physically reckless. Like I love a full contact sport.
Oh. So you'd be a good football player. Then.
I think I would have been a good football player. Yeah, I did
It's
play
not
Quidditch.
too late, Ellie. You can still be a good
My
football
bones
player.
are way more brittle now, unfortunately.
Gotta do your jumping. That's
Apparently
good.
jumping strengthens your bones.
Jumping
you
promotes
do your
bone
daily jump.
density.
We're all doing it. Okay.
This sucks.
We got our.
I'm already tired.
Yeah.
You definitely have the spirit of an athlete.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. So I'm
Undoubted.
saying untapped potential. I'm sweating.
So then, if you were to beat an athlete,
Yeah.
is that motivation enough for you to start playing that sport?
Or even working out.
Yeah, that could be helpful.
I think we need to do that experiment. Everybody in. Nobody asked on 3. 1, 2, 3. No, yes!
What's up, studs? Today I'm facing off against 2 pro football players, and in between you and me, they're going down, I think.
Thanks for having us, Ellie.
Thanks for having me.
You're going down.
I can already feel the vibes, the competition vibes. Absolutely rancid, but he has no idea what he's in store for today. You're not gonna give me an advantage, right?
I'll give you an advantage right now.
I got you.
I got these for you. They're sticky on this side.
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
kind. These are for me?
Those are for you.
I rubbed some sticky stuff on my hands earlier, so wasn't expecting this. Okay, so here's the way this is gonna go down. JD is gonna be our quarterback. He's gonna be throwing the balls. He's sort of our scientific constant. Now, Johnny is gonna be our receiver, and we obviously are not evenly matched, so we're gonna impair him a little bit. We're gonna start with Butterfingers, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna see what happens from there. Maybe we'll try a few other things.
It's gonna get messy.
It's gonna get real messy.
Let's do it. It's football.
This dropout football.
Dropout football. Okay, so let's do some high knees first. Yep, move forward. There you go. Get your knee to your butt.
Okay, my knee to the butt.
Butt kickers.
I know these. My butt's a little further out than most though, so I don't have to work too hard.
A skips.
Oh, cute.
You got it. Last one, we're gonna do karaoke. Not karaoke.
Karaoke.
But karaoke. We're gonna go fast. Ready?
Okay.
Set, go. There you go.
I just have one warm up on my end.
Yeah.
Your hands together. You shake it, let your jaw hang loose. Yeah, get that noise out.
Somebody's gonna gif that. Like that one?
Okay, I feel warm. Let's do it.
You're too good at this. I mean, you. Okay, easy. Here's the first one.
Okay, sorry.
Take it easy.
Sorry about that. Sorry, everyone.
Nice.
Really got under that one.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Oh.
Woo!
Let's see. Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Okay. I think that might be that's the 15-yard penalty right there.
Now, I'm not an extremely braggadocious person, but I fucking crushed that.
You did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you feeling nervous or?
I'm a little bit nervous because the balls are a little bit slick. But not nervous enough that I'm going to lose to you.
And honestly, there was one catch where I thought I wasn't going to catch it, but these gloves do rock. So I think we're ready for phase 1 of the experiment. So let's bring in the vat of hot butter.
Hot butter?
No, you're right. It might just be normal butter. It's definitely melted. Wow.
Oh yeah, that's slippery for sure.
This is a decent amount of butter right here.
It's glistening.
You wore sunblock, right?
I did wear sunblock. I'm probably just gonna get burnt now.
Be nice.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do like 100 miles an hour.
Hey.
Not enough butter.
Slippery.
It was so soft. Did you
couldn't
guys
even
hear that
spike it.
noise?
Ah!
There we go.
Ellie, that was too easy. What else you got for me?
Bring out the lobster claws. Oh, it's here, easy in actually.
No, it's not easy. Oh, this isn't even a thumb. This isn't just not connected.
Oh,
This is
really?
gonna be hard.
Are you worried about your hands?
Shut up.
You should be.
We'll figure it out. Oh man.
Oh no, it looks
Let's get it.
really hard.
We got this.
Wow.
Let's go.
What you got for me, Ellie?
Reluctantly, I have to admit, Johnny cracked that wide open. The lobster claws were not an impediment, but let's see how lobster soaked in butter does. And if you could actually submerge so you get the butter inside the gloves too,
I'm not doing that.
you're gonna look like that character from Of Mice and Men.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, make it hard.
What are you whispering? I'm open. I'm open. Oh, come on.
Oh! Shit!
Let's go.
Yeah, we should dip the ball in butter too.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he dropped it! He dropped it! He didn't.
Unstoppable.
That's for you, Ellie.
I'll give it up. That was great. You are professional. All right.
There you
Okay,
go.
now let's try it.
There
If
you go.
I can catch this, then that means I get drafted. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but Johnny's a pretty good football player, and he caught everything we threw his way.
Can you tell what finger this is?
Yeah, I think you're doing like pinkies.
Yeah. There you go.
Were you taking it extra easy on him or something like that?
I was just doing what the coach told me to do.
Take those gloves off for me for a second.
Why? Why am I doing it?
There you go. Get all in there. Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, actually, this is going to be really good for my cuticle. Well, I think this was a tie. What do you think?
Good job. I'll take a tie.
Ow! Just kidding.
Out of all of the hindrances to not work, I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
Iffy.
That's making it to the promo.
Absolutely.
So you're as good as a buttered athlete.
Yeah, you're as good
I've
as
heard that before. Yeah.
Jazz, a distinctly American art form dating back to New Orleans in the 1910s. No one can deny this music has energy and even heat. But does that mean it has mass? Or volume? And even more stupidly,
How much jazz does it take to fill a balloon? One of the principal rules of science is that energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Now, would that be matter cannot be created, like the conservation of?
You knew? That's your fun fact, Rekha. Yeah. Oh, okay.
You both just gotta be jazz.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
jazz though?
Because I feel like you're blowing the most in jazz, you know?
Because when you think about it, if you go to a jazz concert, that's all free air.
Here we are, dependent on gasoline.
Yeah.
And there's jazz happening all
Oh,
across
yeah.
the city.
If I'm just picturing a trumpet player playing the trumpet and there's a balloon sort of encapsulating the trumpet hole, would we be able to hear the jazz?
Like if you have a silencer.
Or like
mute
if
on
you
your-
played jazz under a pillow.
Yeah, you used to play the trumpet. Did you ever put anything
Wait,
in
what were you
front?
playing under usually?
Yeah, well, I was always under pillows mostly. It was like a big
Yeah,
fort,
that's
which was great. But they do got different mutes. So you have like the plunger mute that goes like wah, wah, wah.
Which means not only would you be answering your question, but we might have discovered a new sound a trumpet can make.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could call it new jazz, jazz, and then rap over. Ooh, daka daka, we play some jazz, jazz.
You're not saying words, Ify!
They're not saying words in new metal either. It's all good.
Your energy is like really, really unsettling. Can you use jazz to destroy a balloon also?
Oh.
Yeah.
I do need to know how much jazz is too much jazz for a balloon.
Overloaded.
Do you know how to quantify air?
If he does, actually.
Yes, I don't,
For
but
sure,
a
if he
physicist does. Yeah,
No problem. Physicist not needed.
Yeah,
if he
no,
knows.
I definitely,
Physicists
you
have
know.
all the answers.
Yeah,
They
they'll
truly
know.
do.
Definitely will ask them about God.
Doesn't need to
Yeah.
if he knows.
So
That's
Ify
a
will then
side
tell us exactly the amount of jazz needed.
And whether or not God exists.
Okay, so
Two big questions.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to say, like, if you try screaming into a balloon, it doesn't work.
Well, have you tried?
Is it uncomfortable for anyone else? I like it.
You are so close to
Very
that.
close.
It's like
Oscar would be melting here. That's possible.
It's actually way more complicated and interesting than I ever thought it was going to be.
This is Piero, a PhD student who we're lucky didn't immediately block us when we reached out with our question.
Have you ever noticed, if you're inflating a balloon, the toughest part of inflating it is actually
beginning.
it's the beginning.
Yeah.
Right?
I used to
and
give
it gets
up.
easier and easier as you inflate it more and more.
Are you about to
right?
say why?
Yes.
I'm gonna freak out.
If I were to sort of describe rubber, it's made out of a polymer, right? It's just
Yeah.
like a chain of atoms, right?
Yeah.
And these chains are sort of crumpled up together, right? They're all intertangled with each other. And when they start stretching, right, those tangles, they tend to resist being stretched out.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my
Right?
God. It's like
And
when your
that's-
curls get a knot and you just gotta get the primary knot out and then it's like, oh, okay.
Exactly. And then it's just a matter of just stretching them out more and more, and that takes less energy.
Like if I blow up a balloon part of the way and then accidentally deflate it, right? It's pre-stretched.
Rubber is so crazy. Rubber has like a memory. Okay.
That's so beautiful.
The technical term for it is hysteresis, okay? If you ever see like professional balloon artists, they always
They do
stretch
this.
out. They
Yes.
always do this, right? They're stretching out the rubber and giving it a memory, sort of, that it's already been stretched out.
It's so cute.
Wow. So apparently balloons are alive. But will they be alive with the sound of music?
One of the principal rules of science is that energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Question, is that mass or is that energy or is it both?
That was correct. It was the principle of energy.
Hey, and you know what? Part of science is you have to admit that you're wrong. So Ify, I'm sorry when you kind of stumbled through that fact 45 times yesterday that I gave you a hard time.
Can you guess what the average lung capacity of a healthy human is?
In what
Unit.
Not that it.
Let's say
So
liters.
Okay.
that's soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, like soda. How many 2 liters of soda? That's right.
I'm gonna say 0.5 liters.
I want to guess like 1.25 liters or something.
It's actually 6 liters.
Whoa.
3 like standard soda bottles.
Yeah.
Let's do some real math here.
Okay.
Turns out there's a formula that you can derive from thermodynamics that relates the pressure of the balloon to...
Piero broke down his theory of inflatability.
This formula is equal to some constant, K, we'll call it, okay? Not to be confused with Boltzmann constant.
Which combined jazzology, stretchonomics, and rubbermetrics to measure the pressure within a balloon up to the point of popping.
The sudden spike in pressure. At a certain point, though, this formula stops being valid, and this is basically the point when the balloon is susceptible to breaking.
I didn't get, this DLC expansion pack. I played math up until the Algebra 2 expansion.
Right.
The trumpet player is going to need to take this into account.
Okay.
To, push through that maximum.
Right.
Do you think we can actually achieve this?
I think we can do it.
Oh. I guess it's time for the jazz portion, so.
And for that, we need someone very special. Mark Pinder.
How's it going, Mark?
Hey.
As for his accolades,
started playing in clubs in Kansas City where I grew up. I went on tour and went to New York with the amazing jazz soul organist Charles Earland. I ended up on the Conan O'Brien show. I did that for the whole run, actually, 25 years.
They might be giants. Wasn't he talking about working with Bruce?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jazzing in America.
That's James Brown.
I've kind of become a rock and roll guy.
Yeah.
But there's still jazz up in there.
If anyone has the lungs for the job, it's Mark.
All we need now is the device. And so we added a nozzle with a balloon at the end of it attached to the mute. I'll hand it to you.
Thank you.
I'll step back and let you do what you do best.
It's harder than I thought.
You can do it.
for it though.
Clearly, attempt number 1 was a bust, even though that's the opposite of what the balloon did. What went wrong?
And I'm not sure that blowing harder was filling it any faster, which wasn't what I was expecting.
Guys, I think I've got something to say about that.
Oh,
Okay.
something that Piero actually knows.
On the fly, Piero researched what a mute does scientifically.
Air was escaping from around the outside of the horn.
He couldn't get past that initial peak,
He was losing,
the pressure.
because he was losing air pressure.
But
So what you'll do next?
Well, we covered the whole damn thing with a balloon.
Wow.
check it out.
Check it out. Rekha, why don't you bring in the new, improved
Wow.
balloon system?
That's crazy looking. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm scared.
We're gonna
All
step
right,
back and
let's
let
try
you do
it.
all that
Okay.
jazz.
Look at him. He knows he's doing it.
Wow.
I love that note. Oh my God. Get it, sir.
Yeah! Oh!
It popped.
Is he okay?
Oh, he's tired.
It broke.
You can blow up a balloon with jazz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
definitely
amazing.
can.
Also,
You definitely can.
he saved his tastier licks for the second round.
Absolutely.
That was a much
great.
He was
tasty.
feeling it.
Yeah.
In conclusion, it took 15.74 seconds to fill our balloon. Using that metric, here's how long it would take to fill other stuff. 8.5 minutes for an inflatable tube guy. That's a couple of jazz songs. 5.5 days for a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon. That's a full-blown jazz festival. And it would take 70 days to fill the Goodyear blimp, almost twice as long as a biblical flood of jazz.
But we can't get a jazz man and only have him jazz up a balloon.
For 15.74 seconds.
Yeah.
Jazz up my life.
Watch him jazz up your life right now.